Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to create a template that will include the layers. So you're going to click on new and you can select AutoCAD. Click on layer properties and then click on new layer. First you're going to name the layer. We are going to start with very basic layers, and we are going to have about 7-8 layers. The first one is going to be border, and then first we are going to name the layers border text, and the next one center, and this is going to hold all the center lines, and then construction, and def points. This is a very important layer, and make sure you spell it correctly, DEFPOINTS, otherwise it's not going to work. So this layer, whatever you draw on, it's not going to print, and we place the objects that we don't want to see, such as viewport, outline, or anything else that you have for your own reference but you don't want to print or show in PDF. That would go in def points. Dimension, hidden, and object. We have created all the layers, and now we are going to give them the line type, line weight, and colors. So let's go with colors. Border and border text, we are going to leave them white. Center, we're going to assign it color 3 or green. Construction, gray, color 8. Def points, since I want to see that almost invisible, color 9 is good for that. Dimension, red. Hidden, blue. Object, also white. Now let's go with the line types. Center, click on that and then load. Find center, and we're going to select center too. Then highlight that and then click OK. Now you will see that that's been loaded. We are going to leave construction, def points, and dimension alone. On hidden, we are going to load hidden. And let's click hidden too, and then highlight it and then click OK. Line weight. Border is going to be the thickest one of all, and we're going to select 0.6 for that. Border text, just leave that default. Center, 0.18. Construction, lighter than that, so 0.15. Def points, leave that default. Dimension, 0.18. Hidden, also 0.18. And object is going to be relatively thick, 0.35. Now all settings are done with layers. You can close it. Now we are going to go to the layout, and create a border. So this is going to be 8.5 by 11, rather 11 by 8.5, because whenever we talk about dimensions, the width goes first and then goes the height. We're going to use the rectangle tool for that, and start by typing 0, 0, and then drag a window and type 11, 8.5, enter. Now we need to put that in border layer. And to activate the line weights, you want to click on these 3 lines and check the line weight. Mine is already checked. So if I uncheck it, it disappears from the bottom ribbon here. And then highlight this. So the moment you highlight it, your line weight is going to display. It's going to show a thick layer for the border layer. Now you want to offset that by 0.5. So type 0.5 and then click inside the border. Now you're going to draw a line in construction layer on top of this line here in a rectangle, and move that line, grab it by endpoint and click on your ortho, make your ortho on, and then go upward and type 0.125. Now you move that line, and next you are going to offset that. So offset 0.1875, and one more time you're going to offset, and this time it's going to be 0.125. Now you can use match properties to click on the borderline and then click on this top line. Over here by default there is a viewport. You're going to move that upward so it's not in this section where your text is going to be, and you can activate the viewport by double clicking inside the viewport. Double click inside, and as you can see there is a grid. You can turn that grid off, and then double click outside and you are outside the viewport. Now click on the viewport and put that in def points layer. That means this is just going to be to show the what is drawn in the model space, but it's not going to show in the print. This is going to be invisible. Now let's go to border text and add some text over here. So first you can write your name, use single line text. Over here on object snap settings, turn the nearest on so it doesn't keep on snapping on the endpoint. So click about 1/8 of an inch away, and then the text height by default is 0.2. Type 0.1875, enter, and the angle we want 0, so enter, accept that, and then write your name. Then you're going to copy that 4 more times. So one is for your name, next is for the title of the drawing, then scale, date, and then the block. Then you can just double click on this and modify that. So over here is going to be the name of the drawings. In this case it's a title block. Then the second one is going to be about scale of the drawing. This one, date. And this one about the block. So this one is technical drawing, and the abbreviation is tech DWG, and the block is G4. Now you are going to set the units for this drawing. So type units. Since we are in technical drawing, we are going to use decimals. We are going to keep those. In case you are going to use inches, then you can change that to architectural inches, feet and inches. We are going to leave that alone. And then let's check the dim style. Type dim style and modify. Primary units, we are going to use decimals. In case you need architectural or any other, you will choose those. In technical drawing, we are going to use decimal. Over here, by default, we can leave the precision just 0, and if we need to, we can change that for each drawing. Then text height, make that 0.125, and symbols and arrows also 0.125. The mark, you can change that to 0.5 and see how that goes, or maybe 0.125 will be perfect. 0.125, and then close. Save your drawing, and this is going to be title block. And pay attention what the location is where it's saving. In case you want to change that, you click, go to documents, and then G4 block and title block over here. And that was all for these settings. So did you notice that in model space is where we make our drawings that are true to life. So if something is 100 feet long, 50 feet wide, that will be drawn here. But when you click on layout, that is the paper what you're going to print on. This viewport is a window. Through that you can look into the model space. We are going to talk about that in future episodes. So now this layout is for 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 8.5. Whenever we talk about giving dimension in rectangle, so for example, I draw a rectangle of this, that's going to be first the horizontal dimension 11, comma 8.5. So first horizontal and then vertical. And delete this. So now as you can see, the white paper is shifted, the drawing is shifted off of the white paper. So we're going to fix that by assigning it a layout. And we are going to plot it to PDF since we don't really want to make a plot. So we're going to choose AutoCAD PDF high quality print. And then over here, the paper is going to be ANSI full bleed 11 by 8.5. And as you can see, 11 goes this way and then 8.5. That's like landscape view. Then plot area, go and click on window. And then click on the lower left corner of the rectangle that you created and the top right corner. And then go ahead and click on preview. Now everything looks good. right click, exit, and then apply to layout. Then click OK and save. You need to pay attention where it's saving. And now as you can see, you don't see any viewport. That was because it was on def points, and we don't want to see that frame. So this is what you're going to submit in Google Classroom. And that was all for this one. Your turn. Happy drawing.